What about early detection? That seems to, we're always told early detection is your best, defense against cancer, but then if we're waiting till you're 50 years old.
Well, isn't it interesting that the last time I looked up prevention in the dictionary, it didn't say find it early. It said don't get it in the first place. And so this whole concept of finding it early is kind of a strange thing inside of medicine. Why isn't it that healthcare providers in conventional medicine want you to not get it in the first place? Well, we have a big cancer industry. We have a big AIDS industry. We have a big fibromyalgia industry. If we cure all those people, a lot of bench researchers and all the way down the line are going to be out of a job. The American Cancer Society, the National Cancer Institute, the Komen Institute, none of them have any focus on preventing cancer. They all want to cure it after you have it. But there truly are ways to prevent you from getting cancer. One of the ones with breast cancer has to do with infrared breast imaging, which is more commonly heard of as breast thermography. That tool was FDA approved to be an adjunctive tool to mammography. It was approved by the FDA to be used in 1982. It's been a tool that's been around for a very long time, and sometimes people say, well, there's no research, which is simply not true. The research studies that were done in the 80s and 90s, some of them involved as many as 60,000 women, 40,000 women, 10,000 women that they followed over 8 to 12 years using a non-invasive tool, which is infrared imaging. It's a heat detecting scan. There's no pain, no pressure, no radiation, no compression. You could follow very regularly because you're not causing any problems like you cause with mammography. And that is the tool in that window of opportunity of where you see a doubling cell that starts at the bottom of the ocean and doubles and doubles and doubles until it gets to the surface of the ocean where you can see it with mammography. That 7 to 8 year period of time where that tumor is evolving, that's the window where you can find that with infrared breast imaging. And when you find it with infrared breast imaging, there are an enormous number of things that you can do to stop the angiogenesis, to stop the nitric oxide, to make those cells heal, that a significant number of those indices all go away. And if we could use that tool with regularity, and let's say that we only stopped 20% of breast cancers, oh my, wouldn't that just be a tragic thing?
Why isn't that being used more regularly?
It's not used for a couple reasons. One is because the insurance industry doesn't cover it, and unfortunately people are of the mindset, if my insurance doesn't pay for it, I can't do it. You know, if their car insurance doesn't pay for a repair, they would pay for the repair of the car. If their homeowners doesn't cover for something, they would pay for the repair of their house. But oh my, if my insurance doesn't pay for it, I don't want to pay to repair me. I don't want to do that. So that's the one thing. Infrared breast imaging is not covered by insurance. The second thing is that conventional doctors don't know what to do when they find a positive one. When you go and you get one of these scans, it's scored on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 and 2 being normal, benign, 3 being kind of equivocal, maybe there's something there, maybe there's not. 4 and 5 are high risk, like maybe there's something really is evolving here. When you get a 4 or 5 score back on your infrared breast image or your thermogram, at that point, conventional standards would be that you would get a mammogram to see if there was anything going on in the tissues. Because thermography is a test of your physiology. It's looking at how those physiological changes are happening and bubbling along until they actually solidify in your tissues to where you can see it with a mammogram. So if you took a bad thermogram and you went and had a mammogram from it, and there was nothing there, the doctors wouldn't know what to do with it. Most conventional doctors have no idea about nutrition and supplements and iodine and lifestyle, so they would tell the woman that was a false positive. They just took your money and gave you something to worry about. There's nothing there. You don't need to be concerned. However, there have been several research studies that have been done that those women that were the 4 and 5 categories, as you followed them along, more than 40% of them would develop full-blown breast cancer within just a few years. So it's an early warning signal that doctors don't know what to do with. It's like a high blood pressure is an early warning signal that there's something going on, but they have a drug for that, and that's the difference.